We had an event in a little falafel stand in Masada Street in Haifa. And basically, together with the chef and volunteers, with whatever we could rescue, fruits and vegetables, we made a delicious buffet, and we invited people to come to eat, to enjoy. The event was called Robin Food. It was a brilliant name by the daughter of the chef, Geffen. And we told people about the phenomenon of food waste, and we told them about how there's many ways to approach it, but we want to engage the general public. You know, in Israel, there's a strong restaurant culture as well. It's become more and more relevant, more of a hedonistic kind of thing, worshipping chefs and all that kind of thing. It's kind of relatively new in our history of what being a chef even means, or what culinary culture is. And so we wanted to approach the people in a way that's relevant to what they're trying to do and having fun anyway. And so we told them about the food waste phenomenon, about our dream to one day open up a place to show this concept every day with food rescue and pay as you feel, to engage different communities and reach people in the fastest way we know how.
Do you come from the world of food? Or
I am not a foodie, not even close.
Okay.
I am more of a sustainability kind of person, seeing that we have a socioeconomic system that is literally not sustainable, in the sense that we are going to hit a brick wall if we have a system that is based on infinite growth and a finite system. There's many ways we can change that, and we obviously need deep systemic change as well. But how do we, while we're still living in this flawed system, find a way to bridge that gap and to get people to see how things could be different, while kind of leveraging the flaws in our current system under the umbrella of using what we have and showing people that using what we have in general can be not only not a sacrifice, but if you do it wisely and correctly and creatively and with a high standard, it could be an upgrade.
So I don't know if this is like a Jewish mother thing, but I know that it's my Jewish mother thing, where my mom's always the proudest when she scraps together like leftovers in the fridge, and she makes, meatballs and old salad into like a cake. And you're like, what is this? And she's like, it's delicious. Try. Yeah. Right? So she pulls together all this stuff. I mean, it actually turns out delicious, and it's not really that. And
she
makes
to, because she listens, so you got to say it.
Yeah. But she actually makes these. She's always the most proud when she makes stuff from leftovers.
Using that creativity,
exactly.
That challenge.
Yeah. So I think there's something beautiful about that. But I wonder. I've sort of reached a point where I come to terms with my waste, right? Like when I do, initially I was grown up in this environment. I was raised in this environment where anything you throw away, it's like it's sinful, right? Bal tashchit, it's also a Jewish value.
Correct.
But eventually I felt like I can't feel bad every time I throw away food.
You become desensitized.
Yeah, so I'm either desensitized, or you do it consciously and you say, okay, there's natural waste. So what my question to you is, you mentioned, for example, $5 billion a year in Israel, right? Goes to waste. If you do the math, I mean, quick math, that's like $500 per person per year. And so I guess we want to reduce that. But the question is it really viable to imagine a world in which we don't waste anything?
No, I don't think we're aiming towards that. There will always be a place for surplus in the world, and it's definitely, especially in times of instability as we are in right now, having surplus is something that's useful. But there's a certain buffer that you want to have, and there's a point where it's just over the top. And that's where we are right now, especially considering not only the economic cost, but the social and environmental cost. Just so you guys understand, if food waste, the global phenomenon, was a country, the whole global phenomenon, it would be the third largest carbon emitter on the planet. After the US and China, food waste. So if we want to...
How so?
How so? On both ends of the food chain, there'd be the arable land, the water, the fertilizer, the energy, the transportation, the refrigeration, the preparation, the serving, the love, all those resources that went into it end up being for nothing. The amount of land, for example, that is used to grow food that is not used is about the size of Mexico or Kazakhstan. Okay? It's enormous.